Pope Pizzaballa. Is that on the menu? Could we see Cardinal Pizzaballa elected as the Pope? I think there's a really good chance, actually. I've been hearing things from Rome. He is unknown. I've been calling him the Sigma Cardinal. You know, you got alphas and betas. Sigmas operate outside the system. Sigmas are lone wolves. Sigmas don't run with the pack. And Pizzaballa is a Sigma. Cardinal Pizzaballa, I've heard, is not going to the dinners in Rome. He's not hanging out with a lot of cardinals. He's kind of off to himself, praying, reading, contemplating what's about to happen in the next conclave. He's a Sigma. He speaks Arabic. He speaks Hebrew. He speaks Italian. He speaks English. He says Mass in Latin. He's Italian, but he's the Patriarch Archbishop Cardinal of Jerusalem. So his experience is in the East. His experience is around Jews, Muslims, Greek Orthodox, Armenian Orthodox, Syrians, Ethiopians. He has a different experience than Western cardinals, even though he is Italian. So Cardinal Pizzaballa doesn't fit in the usual paradigms that we discuss, and that makes him interesting. That makes him the Sigma. That makes him the question mark. And, you know, people have a certain interest, a certain attachment, a certain attraction to the Sigma. You know, the Sigma is the guy who, you know, may not be the alpha football quarterback star in high school, but he's the one that's a little bit different, and people respect him for that. And that's Pizzaballa. And I've been hearing his name more, and I've seen more articles and more videos, and nothing is glowingly positive, like this is the greatest guy ever. But everyone's like, who is this Pizzaballa? What would he do as Pope? And if he brings a certain charisma, if there is locking of horns in the conclave, they have a liberal and a conservative, and it's ballot after ballot after ballot, people might just look over their shoulder over at Pizzaballa and say, let's get Pizzaballa. Let's order a Pizzaballa and see what happens. So I'm going to give you a rundown of Cardinal Pizzaballa, some of his bonus points, things that makes him interesting. First is diplomacy. He is the patriarch, the Latin patriarch of Jerusalem. And we've been living since October 7th in a difficult political situation in the Holy Land and in Jerusalem. Probably more difficult than Ukraine, more complicated, more historic, and most politically charged in the world. People love Israel, people hate Israel, a lot of amplified feelings. Pizzaballa, I think I've watched a lot of his interviews. He's very well spoken in English. He speaks English well. He's very well informed politically. I think he attempts as a cardinal to remain neutral, but it's clear to me that he leans towards the Palestinians from a point of view of them suffering attacks, lack of food, lack of supplies. Also, the Palestinians are, yes, there's a lot of Muslims, but there's also Christian Palestinians. His heart goes out to them. And I think his ability to navigate that difficult political situation, people look at that and say, respect, bro, respect. I don't think a lot of these cardinals would be able to walk through that minefield. So, also, he is seen as truly pastoral. He is ministering in a war zone. He is ministering where there are food shortages, water shortages, and he even offered to his person, in exchange for children. He offered himself as a hostage. That's pretty serious. You know, I think other cardinals would look at that and be like, you know, things aren't like that in, I don't know, Houston, Texas. I mean, there's bad things in Houston, but that's, the Cardinal of Houston, Texas isn't offering himself to be a hostage, or LA, or Paris, even Rome. So again, complete Sigma move by Pizzaballa. His theology, this is the one where like I don't want to just jump right on the Pizzaballa train because I don't really know the theology of Pizzaballa. I see that he has a traditional liturgical preference. He celebrated Mass ad Orientem in Rome. He wears traditional vestments, fiddlebacks. Just the look, the drip is again kind of like, it's a Sigma move. It's Novus Ordo traditional, but not TLM. But he does seem to protect and honor the traditional Latin Mass. So that right there, check that box. But we'll see. He's been in the Holy Land for 35 years. And what's cool about it is he is European, he is Italian, but he doesn't live in that context. And he has, you can say, oh, I love Muslims. Muslims worship the same God as us. Muslims are cool. Jewish people are cool. Let's all hug, sing Kumbaya. Let's light a menorah. We're all the same. We're all the same. You go to Jerusalem. I've been to Jerusalem. The Jews don't really like Christians. I know people say, oh, a Jew is nice. They're not very nice to Christians. Muslims also not huge fans of Christians as well. And even in the Christian world, I don't know if you've seen these videos, but in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where the tomb of Jesus is, where he rose from the dead, in Golgotha, where he was crucified, it's all under one church, coolest church in the whole world. You've seen these videos. You got the Greek Orthodox punching the Ethiopian Orthodox and the Armenians, and people are territorial over every square inch of that church. And they're saying, you can have your liturgy at this time, and we get our liturgy at this time, and get off the Holy Sepulchre. It's, again, no one in the Holy Sepulchre amongst the Greek Orthodox are saying, Catholics are awesome. We're all the same. Who cares about filioque? Or the Ethiopians are like, yeah, who cares about the Council of Chalcedon? One nature, two nature, it's all good. Group hug around. Let's all get around the Holy Sepulchre. Group hug. Let's do it. Ecumenical, interreligious liturgy together. No, it doesn't happen. Pizzaballa, he's a European, but he lives in a so-called ecumenical context that's charged. There's no Muslims over in Jerusalem saying, yeah, Christians worship the same God as we do. So I think Pizzaballa would have a realistic understanding of so-called ecumenical dialogue. One thing that I said is against Pizzaballa, that might be in favor of Pizzaballa, is his age. At 60 years old, he's young. If he lives to 90, that's a 30-year papacy. You could be a third of a century with Pizzaballa as Pope. I mean, he could be like the Pope of the rest of my life. Hopefully I live longer, but I mean, this could be it. It could be Pope Pizzaballa till I die. And that's I think it's still generally a negative, because I think after Francis, the Cardinals want they want a breather. Like, let's just have a Pope for like 3 to 5 years and then figure things out. But if they're serious and they're like, we want leadership, we want the Sigma, let's give them 30 years and see what happens, they might want a young Pope. It's a JP2 move. And then symbolically, Pizzaballa is a Franciscan. The Cardinals may be reluctant to choose a Pope from an order. We saw that Francis was chosen from the Jesuits, and it's no secret. Pope Francis, he gave special privilege to Jesuits. Father Rupnik, also known Father Rapnik, was taking advantage of nuns, some even saying the R word, of nuns, And Francis kind of protected him, you know? I mean, yeah, he investigated, but it wasn't like what he did to Archbishop Vigano or what he did to Bishop Strickland, like swift justice. And you look at guys like Fernandez, Cardinal Fernandez, and some of these other liberal, kind of wacky Jesuits, James Martin. Francis just protected them and lifted them up and promoted them. And I think the Cardinals look like, okay, if we elect a guy from an order, he's probably going to favor the guys in his order and promote them, his buddies from his own order. And so they may be thinking, well, Pizzaballa is a Franciscan. If we choose a Franciscan, he's just going to start picking Franciscans. So you have this problem in the church of, yes, the religious are supposed to be committed to poverty, chastity, and obedience, 100%. So that's good. But then there's also, they have allegiance to their order. Now, I think it's symbolically cool that we would have a Franciscan pope truly committed to poverty, a Franciscan rooted in the Holy Land. I think symbolically that's all beautiful. But there may be some controversy of he's going to show nepotism to the Franciscans. So that's Pizzaballa in a nutshell. And do you think the Cardinals are going to order a Pizzaballa? Will he be the next pope? Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you'd prefer to be a pope. And until next time, remember, our Lord Jesus Christ says you're the light of the world and the salt of the earth. So go out there and be salty. God bless, Godspeed. Pray your rosary every day or you're not on the team. And keep praying for the man who will be the next pope. God bless and Godspeed.